how are you going to let unbelievers out manifest you? What do I need to do? How can I manifest the life that I want to live?
Well, how come God's provision ain't generational wealth?
They're going to get, that seed is going to be planted.
They're going to get the word anyway.
They're going to get the word. You feel me?
God's provision is, let me get you set for life financially so that you can do things with money.
The heart for that lifestyle. Or you have to have a heart for that business. You have to have a heart for. That's why some people don't last as entrepreneurs. That's why some people don't last in as an employee. That's why, because they don't have a heart for that.
Yeah.
And whatever you have a heart for is what you're going to manifest. Period.
Flip the switch.
Put the stop sign right now. Hold on. Where you go? Yep. Here we go. There you go. Whole cameo.
Oh my goodness.
Terrible. I'm telling you. Welcome to the Flip the Switch podcast, where we flip the switch on everything. And I do mean everything from relationships to identity, spiritual things to kingdom things, practical things, you name it, we talk about it, motherhood, fatherhood. Listen, we have a very special guest, not just on the show, but back on the show. We got none other than the great, and I mean the great, phenomenal Miss Arilia Winn. How are you today?
What's happening?
Hey guys, thanks for having me on again. You know what? The first time we had such a good time, I was like, you guys gotta let me come back. So
no, for real. And I feel so terrible about the first time. That's part of the reason. Like after the fact of us already declaring that you're coming back, I felt terrible about it because I messed up and didn't get the audio and the visual together. Okay. So that episode is not on YouTube. It's on Apple Podcasts, so it's still out there. It's just, you know what I'm saying, the whole get together is not on there. But that's why I was like, yo, like now we're doing Zoom. Yeah. I can do justice to the episode now.
We can see you now.
Yeah.
So, but I am going to go back and get the audio so I can just put it on YouTube just because. Okay. But yes, I'm so glad that you're back on. How are you?
Man, I'm doing so well. I can't even complain. This time last year, I was in a completely different space, and just so I'm grateful. Honestly, that's how I'm doing. I'm just grateful. I'm happy.
A lot has happened even since the last time you've been on the show, huh? That's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
See, y'all froze.
Yep.
Man.
Oh, yeah, you did freeze. You froze that time. I saw it.
Oh, no, that's okay.
No, you froze too.
I did too.
I did too?
No, both of y'all did.
Oh, man.
Maybe that is a Zoom issue.
It might have been me this time. I don't know, because I was the only one that didn't freeze, so I don't know.
Oh, man.
Y'all quit trying to play freeze tag, man. See, this is terrible. This is terrible.
That's all right.
Wait.
You hear my answer though? Did you get what I said?
No, what happened? See, I'm telling you, this is terrible right now.
You didn't even hear? Okay, well, I said I'm grateful. I said a lot has happened in this last year. So I'm grateful and I'm happy. But yeah, Dre said a lot has happened just since the last time we talked. And I said, yeah, actually a lot has happened since May. And so.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah.
Dang, that's just been 4 months, 3 months.
Yeah.
No, 3 months, really. More so 3 months than 4 months. But that's that. Yeah, that's a lot. So yeah, a lot has happened. We do got a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
So talk to us. What's been going on? Because you
got
the whole Winn brand going. You got the whole team winning, literally and figuratively speaking. You got Winn Publications. Dre just dropped a book through Winn Publications.
Right.
I mean, and just sidebar, if y'all have not gotten dedicated to being God's visionary, you are missing out. Seriously.
Get the book.
I just started reading the book the same day that I got it. Didn't even make it halfway through Monday, as far as the chapter 1 is concerned. And already, like, yo, like, I mean, just hit your boy in the heart. Hit your boy in the heart. He said, I'm going to perform heart surgery through this book. And you did just that, bro. So I just want to shout you out. I'm going to save the extra for the episode that we're going to do with him. For those that might be asking, how do you do a show with your co-host? Listen, you just do it. It's just that's just what it is. And if you got a problem with it, I don't know what to tell you. That's just how I get down. I can do what I want. So we are here though because Arilia has something that she want to talk about. But
Yeah.
before we get into that, again, you gotta talk to us. What's been going on with you and Winn
Yeah,
Publications
so,
and the whole Winn brand? What's going on? What's up?
Man, so yeah, Dre just released a book. Make sure you guys get that. And I'm gonna just go off on a tangent really quick about the book, and then I'm gonna get back to some of the other things I've been working on. Let me tell you, one of my favorite things as a publisher, who literally does every step right now by myself, is I get to read some really good stuff before the
I
rest
bet
of
you do.
the world.
I believe it. I believe it.
It takes me a while through the process because I'm in there and I'm reading. Sometimes I do take time to read what the author has said, and so I think it was towards it was like Saturday or Sunday, and I was reading that specific chapter, and I can't remember what it was, but it was so relevant to what I was going through that week, and I was like, I haven't finished the book is out, and so anyways, the book out now. Make sure you guys get that. Am I frozen? You guys are frozen.
A little
Am I
bit.
frozen?
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Yeah,
just a little
because
bit.
it just man, like this thing got Zoom. If you are listening in for whatever reason or another, that's fine. If you are listening in because this is a podcast that you need to listen to, get it together. Get it together.
Okay.
Come on, Zoom. This is important.
All right. Well,
And then there was something that you said.
It.
There was something that you said that encouraged me too. You told me that it helped you out during a time of somebody that you lost in your life, and just knowing that it was impacting people before it even came out was just a huge big up for me. You know what I mean? It's like, oh dang, it's already working. It's not even out yet.
So yeah, get that book. Go get it. But some of the other things that I've been working on. So since published a poetry book by Kelly, Feel Good Poetry. That's out now.
Right.
I also helped one of my girlfriends. I helped one of my girlfriends of 15 years publish a children's book about ADHD. That just came out August 1st.
That was the one that went crazy with the pre-orders, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Oh no. Well, that one hasn't dropped yet. That one's going to be coming out in October, but she already has 200 pre-orders set up for her book.
Dang.
And so crazy, right? So, but she started promoting her book in January. So for her to have 200 pre-orders, it's not expected, but she done pretty good. She was done pretty good. But no, my girlfriend Alana, she just dropped a book about ADHD. Her son has ADHD, and so he inspired her to write a children's book about that. And so that just dropped. But yeah, I have another children's book coming up. I have a couple memoirs coming up, a couple of ebooks coming up, and hopefully all this before the end of December. And so just really been working. People got books to write during coronavirus. You know, everybody.
Right.
Home.
Hey, did you think about the pandemic being something that would like have a bunch of writers submitting stuff into you? Froze.
Yes, I didn't know as to what level, but it's gotten so good to where I quit my 9 to 5. I just this Wednesday made a full week since I've quit. So I quit my job. My last day at work was July 29th, and so now I'm working from home full time and homeschooling. And so
what was kind of the last straw that made you say, okay, today is my last day. This ain't it. I'm out of here.
Honestly, and I say this as humble as I possibly can, I felt like my spirit was too big to continue to go to work. I was getting too.
Did she just say
what she said?
that come on now.
And how do I know? Because honestly, so I've tried, it's one of those things where it's like when you taste something and it's really good, and then you no longer have it, and it's like, oh, I want to keep going back to that. So I quit my job before. I've quit I've quit working 2 different times. First time I just left my job, had no plan, was like totally gung-ho about working on publications. The second time was in April when the whole coronavirus thing happened. I didn't quit my leave. And so during that time, I would help people publish books, people write books, and that. And then I had to go back to work, and I was there, and I was like, ugh, like I could be doing something else. Like I have, a whole bunch of projects that needed to get done, but I was at work and I felt like I was wasting time. I didn't feel like I was using my time and my gifts and the things that I feel like God had placed in me. I didn't feel like I was using it wisely. And so that's why I say my spirit was too big. I wasn't doing what I feel like God has called me to do, and that's to publish books, honestly. And so, I just, the opportunity provided itself. They started talking about sending our kids back to school. I said, we're not going to do that. Just personal reasons. We're not doing that.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, well, okay. I prayed about it. I said, God, I would really like to do my business, and I would really like to homeschool. What do you think? Sat there, didn't hear nothing, didn't hear anything. Went to sleep and had a dream of me homeschooling. I said, okay, so I said, okay, God said yes. So I said, cool, I don't need to ask nobody else because I already seen what me homeschooling my child would kind of look like. So I was just like, hey, at that point, it was just a matter of turning in my resignation letter and then telling my dad, because that's who I live with, is, hey, I'm and let's see what happens. So, yeah, that was just recently. Hey, good morning. That's my neighbor. But, yeah.
That's what's up.
That's dope. Yo, I see, that's how, I'm not even going to get into that because we got to get to this other stuff.
When you pray and then the dream hit the same night, though, oh, my
right.
God. I know that. Yeah, man.
Okay, so let me tell you, just the goodness of God, right? Just, man, and I don't know, maybe we can have another discussion on that another time, because I don't know, you guys. It's I'm speechless at the moment. I don't know what to say. I don't know, but yeah, but what I can say, because one of my friends reminded me, I just hung out with a girlfriend earlier this week, her and her children, and she's pregnant with another one, and she goes, Arilia, you told me in January that you were going to quit your job in the summer. I said, oh yeah, I said that? She said, yeah, you said that. She goes, I don't know. She goes, I don't know. She goes, but you said that you were going to quit your job in the summer. And so she's like, I'm not surprised. She goes, I expected that from you. And I said, I forgot about that. But right, I did say that I would have been working at the job for a year. It would have been a year, August 14th. And I remember somebody else telling me, like, Arilia, you're not even going to be here for a year. And these people don't even know God. These people don't go to church. But they were telling me what was getting ready to happen. And I'm thinking, okay, all right. I said, well, if y'all agree, I agree. Hey, that's what the word says.
Hey.
Agree in my name. Right. You feel me? And maybe it just takes a little bit of time. And so, here we are today.
Oh man, I'm happy.
Those are. I would just say, those are the best moments, or some of the best moments in life, where it's God using people that aren't in the church or whatever.
Yeah. And
He still uses them to speak to you like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, before we get into this, we're gonna get into this Actually, I was told we can't. All right, so we're gonna do a real quick random opinion, real quick. Do anybody got one? That's how random I want it to be today. Do anybody got one?
Anybody got one? I got one. real quick then?
Go
I
ahead.
can
Go
throw
ahead.
one off real
Freestyle.
quick.
Go ahead.
I
Freestyle.
believe that Angela Bassett is the greatest female actor of all time.
Ooh.
Well, female
Ooh.
actress. The greatest actress of all time is Angela Bassett.
Ooh.
Oh, Lord.
And your reason is why.
Oh, because her range is amazing. I have never. This is one thing I look for when I look for actors and actresses. If I believe that you are the character, if I forget that you're Angela Bassett and only think of the character while I'm watching the movie, you win me. She plays her roles. I don't know that's Angela Bassett. That's Tina Turner right there. I don't know who is that. That's really her. You know, everything I've ever seen her do completely encompasses the role. Her work on American Horror Story was amazing too. And everything she do.
She is good. I can't argue against that one.
I'm not gonna argue because I love me some Angela Bassett. Man. You can put her in any role for me. You tell me she in the movie, I'm already sold on the movie because it's Angela Bassett. Like you dude, she tore it up in Waiting to Exhale. Like
that Mary J. Blige song just came on the radio yesterday. That oh no, I'm not gonna cry. Listen to that.
Oh,
that's the song they played during the scene when she burnt that car down and went to exhale.
I mean,
Angela Bassett, man.
That woman, she I ain't got no argument for me. I ain't gonna argue with that. That's Angela Bassett.
That's what's up.
We'll see if, right. We'll see if what we'll do is we'll see if anyone decides to argue with you on Instagram or Facebook or Twitter or YouTube or I'm gonna even go live on Periscope and I'm gonna see what people say.
We'll see.
We're gonna see. But you ain't got no argument for me.
Same here. No argument.
We good.
Like. And I got a black woman that agrees with me. I like that. Okay.
Yes.
We're here.
Yeah.
We're here.
Yeah, we good. Listen, we're gonna just let that one marinate in y'all spirit. We're gonna get into this content because time is somewhat limited today, unfortunately. So that's what I'm telling you. I can't wait till we get us a whole studio, and our schedules are different because
I know.
I don't like limits. I hate limits.
Coming soon.
Yes, coming soon. Coming soon. Yes, very, very soon. Very soon. Yeah. So listen. The purpose outside of the fun that we're having for Arilia coming today is for us to talk about unbelievers out manifesting believers.
Yeah.
Which is a very interesting thing because if your leader manifested so greatly and you strongly believe in that leader and everything that he taught, everything that he did, why are you not following in that same path? I'm not saying I mean I'm just gonna just keep it there. Like why are we not as a community, as a whole, as a group, as a family, as a unit, not manifesting more than what we are? So let's get into this because this is gonna be good.
Yeah,
this is gonna be good.
Let me tell you,
T on the end of it. Good,
very good. Yeah. So what happened? So I followed this young lady. I think you guys know her, Brittany. I can't remember her last name. Brittany. She posted a video on Instagram about this exact thing. And it was more so to be an encouragement, but I took it as a challenge. Like, she was like, well, why are you getting upset with unbelievers out? And are you going to let a believer access you, a believer in the creator of heaven and earth? Like, how are you going to let someone who doesn't even believe in God have more than you or do more than you? And can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? Look, you know what? Because I really want to like at least try to limit what's going on. I don't know why we haven't. I think it's probably Zoom. But let's try to do this from your phone.
Okay.
Because I don't know, like that's annoying. And I really don't want people to miss out on what you're saying. So if it's
That's why I was like, hold up, because I'm finna
if
get
it's the
into
device, yeah, if it's the device, then you know what I'm saying, like let's try to do it from the phone. But if it's Zoom, then it's gonna keep doing it. But it just
I'm about to.
All right.
Okay, let me. Join, continue. Okay, let me. Can I exit it on my computer and still be okay?
Yeah, you should be okay. There's 2 different devices.
Okay. Oh.
Okay. Yeah, we should be better.
Okay. Hang on 1 second. 1 more second, because I have you guys playing over my Bluetooth.
Oh no, it is all good. I feel you. And then is it connected to your Wi-Fi?
Yeah.
How strong is your Wi-Fi?
Oh no, it's not connected to my Wi-Fi. It's on my data.
Oh, just on your. I mean, it should be fine without that. It should be fine without the Wi-Fi. I just wanted to see,
Okay.
because it could potentially be the device. So.
Well, I just switched from my computer to the phone.
Yeah.
So my computer was on the Wi-Fi. Okay, let me see. Okay, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay, beautiful. This is good. All right. So no, what I was saying is, so she was like,
okay, so it's probably
like, what? Like, oh, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, it did it again, but I don't know if it was. We'll just keep going and then just. I mean, it is what it is.
Okay. But no, so I took that kind of as a challenge. Like, man, like what? No, I'm just starting. So I started about 2 years.
Oh, dang. Alright. Shoot. What the heck? Come on, man. Not today. Seriously? Aurelia.
I think it might be worse on the phone.
It could be because she's not on the Wi-Fi. Because, I mean, her laptop was on the Wi-Fi. It was only doing the sound. See, and then it just cut out just now.
Yeah, she cut all the way out.
Oh, wait. There you go. Okay, wait. Try putting it on your Wi-Fi.
Okay. Yeah, because I was like, what the? Here we go. Oh, it's. No, I'm not. Okay.
Wait, what happened?
I said, should I walk and talk? How much time do we have? Oh, shit. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay. I said, I'm walking to my office. How you guys are in your office.
It might work out pretty good that way.
Yeah. Because, jeez, my office is a little bit closer.
We're going to probably do only like half of this with Dre because he has to be at work early.
Yeah.
So he'll probably just be here because I think you said 8:20, right?
Yeah, I'll stretch it. I'll stretch it till about 8:30.
Okay. Whew. Now the sun is dead in my face. Okay.
That's why I had turned my car around. So I'm on the street parked the opposite way. That but it's whatever. Damn, are you serious right now? It's really gonna do this today?
Right, look, we gonna get it together.
Wow, it's really acting like that. Like, this is wow. This is something else. I'm gonna need Zoom. I'm gonna need Zoom to really not like do this today.
Telling you, it's
Yo, I
crazy.
think we got the same car seat. Really look like it. Is that a booster?
Yeah, it's blue.
Yeah. I think we got the same one.
What brand is that?
I don't even know.
I don't know. I got it for free at the airport because they lost my car seat, so they gave me that one.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay, this is good. The sun's not directly in my face.
Bad,
All right.
bad.
Okay. Is this good? Hopefully.
Yeah, no, you good.
So far, yeah.
Okay. But yeah, no, so I was going off on a tangent. Basically, how are you gonna let unbelievers out manifest you? And what I was saying is I was doing some evaluation just of the different publishing companies and kind of looking at mine and evaluating what I'm doing. And I again, took it to God in prayer and said, okay, God, what do I need to do? How can I manifest the life that I want to live? And at the time, again, coronavirus is going on. I was home doing my business. I was on general leave from work, and I just kept praying. Like for the last year, my prayer has been, God, I just want to make beautiful things for my friends. And that's publishing books, that's leaving it open for God to say, okay, I gave you this gift to write, but you are also good at creating just different things. And so I just left it open. God, I want to make beautiful things for my friends, whatever that looks like. That's all I want to do. I don't want to go to work. I don't want to deal with these people at work. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Like, you know what I mean? When you were talking about you fighting God, look, square up, man, because I'm tired. I'm tired of doing this. I'm sick and tired of it. And then I heard that message like, oh, how are you going to let unbelievers out manifest you? And I'm like, come on, God. These unbelievers out here, man. How you going to let them do that to me? And he's like, oh, because it's you. Like, I'm doing my part. It's you. Okay, wait. Got hit with the uppercut. Oh, it's me. Oh, what can I do? What can I do? So I started doing some research on what these other people do, like as far as their business strategy. And I said, okay, there's they call them the top 5 publishing companies. And I was like researching them. So Penguin House is one of them. And I'm just going to use them as an example. They make billions of dollars, right? So, and I'm like, okay, God, like I'm trying to make billions of dollars. What is it that these people do? And so they have different imprints. So it's one main publishing house, and they have different smaller companies, different smaller publishing companies underneath this main publishing house. And God said, boom, that's it. And I said, oh, so I need to have more than one publishing house? Like, oh, I can do that? And the answer was yes. And the way that they do it differently is they all do the same thing, right? But the difference is in their branding. They have different images. And so that's how they're able to do that. They have multiple streams of income that come through one different company. And so I was like, okay, so what do I need to do? And he said, you need to do that. Okay, so I was like, okay, so let's start doing that. And I was like, okay, so so it's Winn Publications LLC. And then I said, okay, what other areas can I work in? And then it just was made clear, like you can publish Christian books. Said, okay, you can publish poetry books. Okay, you can publish children's books. And I just started kind of going down the list of places that I've already published books in. and I've came up with a solid 8. So,
Dang.
Wow.
so your girl has not only Winn Publications, but by the middle of September, I'll have a total of 9 businesses under Winn Publications. No, I'll have
Wow.
a total of 9 businesses altogether, 8 of those being under Winn Publications. And
9
so,
streams of income.
9 streams of income doing the same thing. I'm doing the same thing. The only difference is going to be the branding. And God said, you're a creator. You know how to create images. You know how to make things. And I'm just saying what I've been told from other people. If you look on Winn Publications Facebook page, or if you look on my Instagram, a lot of times people will mistake my company for like a larger company than what it is. And then when they find out it's just me doing all the work, thank you.
Zoom. I need y'all to get it together.
People start tripping out, but God just showed me, like, you have the skills to do what it is that you want to do and to expand. And so that's where we're at.
Nice.
Hey, man, you took it all in your hands and bet on yourself. I love that. I love that for real.
Question. And I don't want to be too general, so I'm gonna ask it more specifically. Do you believe that organized religion is part of the problem with why believers don't manifest like they should, or like we should?
I don't know if it's organized religion or if we're focused on the wrong things as an organized religion. I think, and I think it's more so that I think we're focused on the wrong things. I think, I think the church, individual churches are as good as their leaders. And if you have a leader who is not manifesting in abundance, well, you're going to see that in the people that are following them, kind of. Or let's say that you have a church leader who is manifesting in abundance. Well, they need to share that knowledge with the people that's at their church. And maybe
Absolutely.
That's what's missing. It doesn't make sense for your pastor or whoever to sit on a house on a hill when you got some of your church members struggling in the inner cities trying to barely pay their rent, and they're coming to your food pantry every week. But yet, how come, where's the disconnect? You know what I mean?
Right.
I think the disconnect is in a lot of times in the thought process. In the Bible, it tells us, do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. And I wholeheartedly think that it starts there. When we change our mind, we can change our life. If you decide in your mind that, and I had made up my mind as well. So I said, one of my girlfriends reminded me that a long time ago, well, back in January is when I had made up my mind that I wanted to do my business full time. Just, I had an obligation to continue to go to work. I wasn't really ready at the time. But between now and then, because that was my mindset every day waking up, hey, I'm only here for a few more weeks, a few more months, till God, till that opportunity comes to where I can quit my job. And it just started there. And I think that's how a lot of things start, is in your mind. I think it starts out as a thought, and that thought gets buried into your heart, right? And that's how we get heart issues, you know what I mean? And then it gets into your heart, and then it just comes from your heart to your hands. And I remember, I think I was telling you guys, I don't know if it was on the last podcast I did with you, but the message that I got from God this year was to keep my hands open, not only to give, but also to receive. And I'm now finding out,
you did.
but to also get to work.
I remember.
You know what I mean? So oftentimes I say, I feel like the Proverbs 31 woman was.
This Zoom got to get it together.
To handle, hold things down. And so I just kind of modeled what she's doing. I stay up late. I wake up early. I keep my hands busy, whether it's on a book or creating something or whatever. And I just do that, and it's been working out.
What time do you go to sleep and wake
I
up?
was just about to ask that.
So late for me is like 10 o'clock. I turn my phone off around like 8. But I'm up an extra like 10 maybe. But early, I'm up at 4 o'clock in the morning almost every morning.
Whew.
Even on the weekends, I'm up. It's time to get to work.
No
And so
snooze button, right?
No, well, it depends on the day. I ain't even gonna lie. It depends on the day. So,
That snooze be slipping in every once in a while, man.
it be going for a whole hour. Yeah.
Shout out to all the snooze lovers.
I'm telling you, it's an entanglement.
You know what? Yeah, an entanglement with the snooze, but yeah. And so, yeah, man.
So I think, I love what you said about like the leaders, because I don't know if I've been to many churches where I've heard the leaders like tell them like how they make money. Like this is how I do it. You know what I mean? This is how you should be doing it. I kind of feel like even the way we see God's provision, most of the time in the Black church, it's like, well, you struggle. God's provision is when he pays that bill that you've been struggling with because you in debt. You know what I mean? Or God's provision is when you didn't know what to do. You know what I'm saying? And then money comes up out of nowhere. Those are great things. But how come God's provision ain't generational wealth? You know what I mean? Or God's provision ain't millions of dollars. Like, we don't see God's provision that way commonly in the Black church. It's like, here's a little bit. It's not like God's provision is, let me get you set for life financially so that you can do things with the money. So I kind of see that as one of the issues also. Did you guys kind of grow up under that same thing? Like seeing God's provision not really as something to change your life completely?
I think for me, I'll just speak from personal experience. For me, I grew up thinking that even though I've heard terms like God is not a magician, but then like it's kind of like what Arilia just said. There's a disconnect where nobody shows you how to make things happen in your life. So then all you think to do ultimately, even though they still tell you God's not a magician, but then it's like, well, okay, so then what do I do? And nobody told you that. So then all you do is, and then they preach things like, depend on God. So then it's like, okay, I'm depending on God. I'm gonna pray to God. God, make this happen. But it's like, if you look back in Genesis, he said, let them have dominion. So that means he gave us the ability to manifest things on earth. He just wanted us to do it with heaven's influence. That whole thing right there is the missing piece between God doing the work that he's capable of doing, that we're not capable of doing, and then us doing what we can do because he made us capable to do it. So we don't manifest because we don't have the understanding that, this is what he gave me to do. Like I just started preaching, in my own household, like, and do what you can do. And then whatever you can't do, don't worry about it. Don't stress over it. Don't get frustrated over it. Because that means God is going to take care of that. That's something that God has to do. But as long as you're doing what you can do, as long as you're saving money and then not spending money frivolously, and as long as you're putting in the work and the time and the energy to a thing, God takes care of whatever you're not capable of taking care of. Yeah. And that's, you know what I'm saying? And it's fine to think I'm not capable of doing everything. But don't be one that you just depend on God solely to do all the work. Because even in your healing process, like just even for example, when you go to the doctor don't say, I'll take care of everything. I'll put the medicine in your mouth. I'll go get it for you from the pharmacy. I'll go do this and I'll go do that. Nah, they tell you, hey, listen, here's the prescription. You go pick it up. then you go ahead and take it 3 times a day, 2 times a day, or whatever, or once every 24 hours, or whatever it is, or as needed, blah, blah, blah. There's instructions that come along with your abilities, right? And with those abilities, you use those abilities to follow the instruction. So if you're not following the instruction, I mean, that you can't blame God for what's happening in your life because you didn't follow the instruction. Where do I get the instruction from? I get the instruction from talking to him in prayer and listening to him. And then I also follow instruction out of his word, studying his word, meditating on his word. So if I'm not doing those two at the very least, I can't blame God for whatever's happening in my life. If I want a 5-bedroom house, 3 bathrooms, a nice sized living room and den, and a kitchen, and a driveway that could fit 4 cars, okay, that's fine. Dream that big. Glad to have you do it. But you can't just expect God to just drop that out of the sky.
Yeah.
And I think most people, we imagine God is that type of person or that type of God that says, hey, God, this is what I want. This is my whole entire list. Now I need you to make it appear. And you just sit there waiting for God to do it. And then when God doesn't do it, you get mad at God for not doing it. It's like,
Yeah.
you have the capability of making that happen. So do what you can do to make it happen.
Yeah, I definitely say that's how I grew up, kind of watching, and it was just weird because a lot of times you would hear like comedians kind of like crack jokes about, the pastor's coming in with the Cadillac and he's the only person in the parking lot with the Cadillac outside of the church. And people would just laugh and cackle, but the whole time, like, wait, but this is for real.
That's true though.
Like, but wait, this is for real. Like, this is real life. And what if it is, absolutely. Get the instructions from the Bible, get the instructions directly from God. But what if our leaders are not delivering everything that we need? Like, I beef a lot of time with people who depend on like YouTube for sermons. I appreciate, having the opportunity to watch sermons on YouTube or whatever platform and stuff like that, but I'm not going to depend on it the same way that I'm not going to just depend on my pastor to give me everything that I need because they're human. You have to go directly to the source. You have to open your Bible and actually see what it says and actually have a conversation with God and then take him out of that box. I think in the Black church, we've put God into that box of saying, no, he's not a musician, but a musician, but he is. Like, we still keep him in that box. Like, and then we call it faith, right? We call it faith.
Right.
God, like you said, I want all of these things. All I got to do is write it down, fold it up, put it under my pillow and pray, and boom, it's done. In faith, in Jesus' name. Speak it into existence, it's done. But I don't have to do no work. I don't have to do any research. I don't have to find out how can I put myself in position to get those things, right? God showed me the story of Ruth, right? He said Ruth was able to secure her man because, I said, God, okay, it's stepdaddy season. What's up? Where my man at? He said, I'm like, come on. We gonna have to fight on this too, or what's up? You just go, what's going on? But no, he said Ruth put herself in position. Not only did she have great leadership, but she also put herself in position and she was working, right? So God said, get you somebody that can counsel you, continue to work, but also put yourself in position. You know what I mean? And that applies not only to relationship, but every aspect of your life. Get somebody to counsel you, put in some hard work, and get yourself in the right position to receive what it is that you're asking God for. And that's how you will manifest the things that you want in your life.
Wow. I agree with that.
Hey, quick question. Either one of y'all ever remember those prayer boxes?
Yeah.
I remember them, yeah. Yeah.
That's the box that you was talking about.
Yeah. Fold it up, stick it in the box.
Just write
And
it
they
on,
just
write
and
the,
they just hope
and just drop
Yeah.
it in there.
gonna happen.
That's all.
Exceedingly and abundantly, he can do it. I'm just gonna wait.
I literally was thinking about that, imagining that when you brought up the whole
Yeah.
box thing. I was like, man, that just
We got to take it a step further. People were not putting in that hard work. Like and I think that's the biggest disconnect, that work. Let me tell you.
You have to give God something to work with.
Exactly. You got to do your part. And that's exactly what God told me. You got to do your part. You got to do your part. You got to do your part. I didn't just give you these dreams and these hopes and ambitions for nothing, for you to sit on it and play with. No. You got to put in the work. You got to put in the work. And so that's what I'm saying. I've probably worked more hours from home than at my 9 to 5. Literally from the time that I wake up until I close my eyes, I'm doing something to better my business and to help the people that I'm working with. And so
yeah, I put in more. Like I just got a PS4 this year. I thought, like, because of before, I used to get like very distracted by my games. I would just stay on my game. But I was like, no, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna get it because I do need something to kind of just, chill and relax. I have not been easily distracted by it. Like, I'm literally barely on my PS4 playing games now. And it's just because, like, like, if this is what you want, if this is what you're trying to manifest, if this is the lifestyle you want, if this is the vision that you're trying to manifest, you can't just be on there all day long. So just because it's quarantine or because
you gotta go
you
get
see
it.
like you gotta whatever the lifestyle that you want to manifest, you can't be distracted by other people and what they do and say, oh, well, they're on their stuff and they still doing this and that's fine. That's their vision. That's their lifestyle. That's their, desires and needs and whatever. Yours is different. And you got to make those laws and principles, like it says over in that dedicated to being God's visionary book, shameless plug. You have to make those laws and principles.
Yeah.
You can't look at laws and principles as limits and say, oh, I can't do this because this is in place. No, that's in place so that you can manifest that vision. That's in place so that you can manifest that lifestyle that you want. But if you don't have those laws and principles in place, and or if you don't have those, as some people might say, as limits in place, you'll never get to that point. You'll never manifest the life that you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think one thing too, God got on me about this before, because I was kind of asking the same question to myself like some years ago about unbelievers like outdoing believers and like just the stuff that they want in life. And God one time told me, there's a lot of believers, including yourself at the time, that you don't want to engage culture. You know what I mean? Like they will engage culture. And a lot of believers are taught to like separate themselves from culture. Christians put themselves in this bubble, move away from everything. We're scared to touch things that don't look godly, you know what I mean, outside on the outside. And like one of the things I tell my class often when I teach is I tell them to write books. Like I tell everybody, like, you should be writing books. I tell them how important it is to write books. I know that every single person ain't gonna do it, but whoever has that gift, I wanted to come out because I think that like also believers need to see what they have to offer to people as significant. You know what I mean? Like we have to see that our gifts are super significant and important to people on earth. I had an argument one time with a fellow friend of mine who's a minister about how significant your writing is. I told him, like, like when I went to seminary, one of the greatest things I learned was that the dudes who wrote the Bible were dudes. You know what I mean? Like these were people. These were regular people that was writing. You know what I mean? So I was like, we had a discussion. I was saying like if Paul wrote because he was inspired by the Holy Spirit, he was inspired by God, and he wrote his experience down for people to read, and that's what helped push the church. Now I said we should be doing the same. You know what I mean? I know that the canon is closed. We ain't gonna be another book in the Bible, but we should be doing the same thing, like saying what our experience is with God and help pushing the people forward like that. And he was like, we're not as important as Paul. And that's where our argument came. I was like, yes, well, how are we not? You know what I mean? We are all humans. that have an experience with God. So I think we have to see ourselves like on that level as significant, so that we can push the things out that we have inside of us. And really, I see you doing that.
It's interesting you just brought that up, because I was just like visualizing, you know, there's this mystique that's put onto like pastors and apostles, prophets, you know, leaders in the church, right? And I guess kind of like the higher you are, so to speak, the more mystique is added to you. For instance, right, in organized religion, you have your licensed ministers, but then your elders are ordained, right? So there's a whole separation between the two. There's a whole distinction. And then your elders may not necessarily be a pastor. So, and I'm just going based off of how it is in organized religion, not biblically speaking. So for all those that may have a different or better understanding or whatever of things, we ain't talking from that perspective. We're just talking about what's real right now. So there's a whole mystique that's added, and the more you go higher, or the higher you're promoted in organized religion, like the more mystique is added to you, right? Some people don't want a licensed minister or even an elder to pray for them. They want the pastor to pray for them, because the pastor is one that they know God. They go face to face with God. They talk to God. Like you're the one that got the power, not these elders and ministers. It's like, yo, like why they don't have it either. But I want to make it more personal, where it's the same thing. Like if you're gonna do that, add that mystique to yourself. Because at this point now, after Jesus, we have that same ability to go to God for ourselves, have that one-on-one conversation with him, to communicate with him, and him communicate with us, and for us to do the same things that we see the pastors doing, or that we see the apostles or the prophets doing, or whatever. Like we can prophesy too, we can heal too, we can all that same stuff that we add this strange false mystique to, like place that on yourself and look at yourself in the same light, because the truth of the matter is they are no different than you. They were only maybe chosen to lead that particular flock, or they were maybe chosen to do this particular thing over here, whereas you might be chosen to do something else, but it's no different. Like a barber has the same access to go pray for somebody and heal them as a pastor does. It ain't no difference.
Yeah.
So I think people got to stop adding this false mystique of, oh, they're so powerful. I'm not saying that they don't have access to the power that God gives us all believers access to, but the difference is they choose to access it and other people don't. I'm not gonna say we, because I don't think that we do that. I think other, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, you know what I mean? Like you got to stop adding this false mystique to people just because they have a title. And I'm not even gonna go into the other stuff, because some of them ain't got power. So just, we ain't gonna go that deep. We ain't gonna go to that. But yeah, I think I will say I do think that organized religion presents a very huge blinder to people. And it gets accepted because maybe we believe in the people, the leaders in the church or whatever. And this is not all local ministries. There are a lot of local ministries that make sure you see Jesus, you see the purity of Jesus, the beauty of the kingdom and all that. But you got a lot of local churches that they just have this spirit of religion blinding them, and it's the blind leading the blind.
Yeah.
And that's just facts. That's just real.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. I was gonna say something, but it totally left my mind.
I was gonna say it. I thought you were about to say you were gonna say it.
No.
I was gonna say, nah, say that. We swim with the sharks around here now.
No, well, one of the things that I see though is it, and I'm not saying it's like this everywhere, but in my experience, just because I think also I'm an observer, so I kind of sit back and just kind of take in things and just kind of watch things. And I also feel like I'm that way because I write, and so I get a lot of my inspiration just from the things that I observe. But I've observed that a lot of the church people that I come in contact with, they struggle with their self-esteem. Like they don't think that they're not, they don't actually believe the word of God when it says that if you abide in me, I will abide in you. So if I'm connected to God, right, me and God are like, you know what I'm saying? God's right here, right now. You know what I mean? So I'm like, okay, if I abide in God and he's going to abide in me. So whatever I ask him, because we're together, whatever I ask him, it's going to be done. It's also going to be done because I know who I am. I have that self-esteem. I believe in the authority of God. I believe that he's given me the same authority. And in that, I'm going to move forward and put in that work. And I think that a lot of people maybe lack that. They lack
I
that.
think you said one of the keys, though. You
application.
said, I believe in the authority of God, and I believe I have the same authority. People don't use same. They think they have a lower authority. But no, it's the same.
Yeah.
It's the same. We are co-heirs to the kingdom. You know what I'm saying?
Talk to him.
What's a co-heir to the kingdom?
We are co-workers.
The same thing.
We are co-workers with God.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm with you.
And so because of that lack of self-esteem, we do put pastors and people, anybody in the church with a title, we put them on a higher pedestal, and then we get upset when they step out in the flesh and do something that might be ungodly. But it's like, hold up. I didn't ask for this pedestal that you put me on. Matter of fact, what I'm doing in the church, you could absolutely do the very same thing. Like, you could do the same thing.
Wait, question. Did you mean to say that, you know, when they step out in the flesh and do the same thing that the members be doing? I'm just asking.
You know, but because they're on that pedestal, but because we put them on the pedestal, but because we set them up in front of church, you know, and I do believe, you know, the Bible says, you know, hey, you know, if you're going to be responsible for that flock, you need to be a good leader.
Right.
But
absolutely.
whose standards are we going by? What makes a good leader? If your leader is not able to reach back and pull somebody up to help them become a leader as well. Right? We have a lot of leaders that, like we just said, they keep this knowledge of how they got that Cadillac. Okay, well, what did you do? Did you do some fraud, or did you actually get this honestly? Or, you know what I mean? Like, how did you get that nice house? How did you pay off your debt?
That might be one of the questions they don't want to answer.
Right.
And if they didn't get it properly, oh, you're not going to get the right answer. Oh, you know, God and what? No, I want the actual formula. What's the steps? Steps? Oh, you don't have
that, man. Because it comes for the collection plate, man. I can't give you that.
You know? And if we're honest, right?
Oh, so, my goodness.
I'm telling you, there's so much. If my people who are called by my name, if the church could get right, if the church could get right. And, you know, one of my friends was like, because I haven't gone back to church, I said, you know, I don't know how I feel about the church being rebellious, and some of them. I don't know how I feel about some of the churches being rebellious and still holding service and carrying on and all of that. I said, but what I do know is that I feel like God has called us to a higher place of worship and a higher place of fellowshipping with each other. And I think he wants us to come out of our buildings. Come out of our buildings and let's get into these streets. Let's get into these streets. How about we get into the streets by the lives that we live, right? Because a lot of people are not, let's just be real, a lot of people are not reading the Bible. A lot of people ain't really messing with the church right now. Okay, you mean, back to what DeAndre was saying about publishing your book, write your story, write your experience about what God has done for you in your life and put it out in a book. I bet you somebody will read it. I bet you somebody's life will be changed, and they will do that before they pick up the Bible. But how about, because God lives in me, his word is in here. So they're going to get, that seed is going to be planted.
They're going to get the word anyway.
They're going to get the word. You feel me? So I'm just like.
They're going to get that life.
Yeah,
they're gonna get it either way.
It's gonna come out of you. So yeah, put it down. Yeah.
And so I just feel like that's we're having to pivot, not only, you know, economically, socially, but spiritually, in how we bring others to God. I think we're being forced to make it look different and to change up what we're doing.
And I'm actually happy that it's happening because I think we need it. I think we need that change. All right, you guys. For the sake of background noise, I'm gonna log off. I love you, Arilia.
Just put it on mute. Nah, where you going? Just put it on mute.
You just want to look at my face while I'm just listening?
Nah, you can just chime in. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know,
Every now and then.
Yeah. Don't get off. Don't do it. Dre, don't do it. No, don't go. Don't go.
All right.
Nah, but
All right. I'll stay up.
Get to work.
he driving already.
Yeah, I'm already driving.
You're driving?
Okay. Yeah, I'm about to stay on.
Okay.
Yeah, you might as well stay on.
But no, really, I definitely, everything that you said, man, is what I feel like God has been pouring inside of my spirit lately. We're finally getting to that moment of worshiping Him in spirit and truth. We ain't got no meeting place. Don't worry about it building right now. You know what I'm saying? Let's get to the heart of these people. So I'm definitely with you on that.
Facts. Yeah. I definitely agree with you. Like, it's funny. I was just, I've been in a place lately where I'm just thinking like, yo, like, you know, ministry, Jesus, he just traveled. And I'm not saying everybody's supposed to necessarily travel. Mm-hmm. But I don't believe that, I wish people would say, hey, we're only going to go inside the building and sit once a month. Those other times we're just going to go meet at like somebody's house or a park or the beach.
I have a friend who did that as a pastor, and his church got mad at him. Paul Kim. So when he was a pastor, his congregation used to actually get mad at him because he would say, hey, this Sunday we're gonna meet up at this homeless shelter, or this Sunday we finna do this. We're not gonna be up in the building. And they used to be like, no, we need choir, we need singing, we need to be up in here. And he was like, I can't do this with y'all. What's going on? Like, it was driving him crazy.
Let me first just say, shout out to Paul Kim. He's been getting shouted out since he's been on here. But I would have loved to have been part of his ministry, because that right there shows that he's not locked into to four walls.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And how can you manifest what Jesus was demonstrating if you're locked into the four walls? Like your whole entire, like, it's I think it was Arilia that brought it up. In Romans 12:2, it says, be you transformed by the renewing of your mind. You have to have a whole entire heart transplant. Your heart has to be changed, renewed, like completely. Just like, let me take this heart out. I'm gonna put this heart in you, right? And another reason why people don't manifest what they want to manifest, or what they believe should be manifested or whatever, is because their heart hasn't changed. You can't manifest something with the wrong heart. Like that's like saying, oh, I want to have a better eating habit, but my heart is saying, well, I want all the fried foods that we can have. You can't manifest a healthier eating habit or eating lifestyle if your heart is different towards that lifestyle. Mm-hmm. You have to have a heart for that lifestyle, or you have to have a heart for that business. You have to have a heart for. That's why some people don't last as entrepreneurs. That's why some people don't last in as an employee. That's why, because they don't have a heart for that.
Yeah.
And whatever you have a heart for is what you're gonna manifest. Period.
That's a bar right there.
I know. I literally just thought of that. I was like, yo, like that's like, yo, and that's not even nothing for me. That's just revelation. But what I'm saying? Like, but that's facts. Like, and I realized that even about my own life, because that's what I've been going through lately. Is like I was just crying my eyes out to my wife the other night, and I listened to Lecrae's Zombie single that just dropped. And the dude like that, I told him, I said, and I cried while I was in it. I said that this song was created for me because I have been feeling like the past like 3 years or so, 3-4 years, honestly, just feeling like a shell of myself. Like I just felt like I was a zombie, and I feel like ever since I listened to Mike Todd's Relationship Goals Reloaded part 2 and 3. Well, part 1 even, but 2 and 3 was exactly what I needed out of that series. And then things that Dre has been teaching in the life training class. Even shout out to Mike Smith, his pastor, his apostle. They taught something a few Sundays ago when I went. And then Miles Monroe, of course, and just a few other people. But like, I feel like God has been little by little this year, really just restoring me, rejuvenating me, reviving me. And I was like, yo, like certain things that I wanted, marriage, as a father, business, entrepreneur, things that I wanted could not manifest because of my heart. And Dre said it this past Wednesday too. He was like, God responds to your heart. And it's funny, I kept wondering why I would pray one thing and then I would see something else different happen. Mm-hmm. And even though I, like, in a way, I think I always knew, but you know how like something can be covered up? And it's like, well, it looks like this, but I don't really know because the shape of it looks like this, but you don't really know for sure until you open it up or until you uncover it. It was like that, where I had an inkling or whatever of like, okay, it's, your heart, but I didn't have a full understanding or clarity of what it was until Dre said it. And when Dre said, God responds to your heart, I was like, oh, like I just knew at that time, like, okay, your heart has not been lining up. And it's crazy because I said it in my own time with God. I think it was like earlier this year or like late last year. I said that my heart is saying one thing and my lips are doing and saying something else.
Yeah.
Until your heart and your mouth line up, you can never manifest whatever it is that you're saying. You're only going to manifest what's in your heart.
Yeah. Ooh, I know. Ooh, I'm just thinking now. I said, God, okay, we're gonna have a summer body. What? No, it didn't happen. It didn't happen. I said, God, please create a new heart in me so we can get this new body.
You gotta get the new heart before the new body.
It didn't happen.
Hey, so
you preaching though.
Question to y'all: do you believe that? And this is something that just came to my mind. Do you believe that another reason why we're not manifesting like we're supposed to is because people are not being honest with themselves about where they're at and honest with God?
Yeah, I think so. And I don't even know because I think some of us we have a self-esteem issue, but then I think some of us we think too high of ourselves maybe.
Absolutely.
And we think that. Or we think that we can do it all by ourselves. Like, that's where I was. Like, I thought that I could do it all by myself because I'm Arilia Winn and I got it going on. No, but no, God was like, no, you need help. Like, okay, if you want to manifest this life that you have, these 9 businesses that I'm running, God said, oh, you're not going to be able to do that by yourself. So you need to get a team together. And trust me, it's going to come together, but you need help of others and you need to also consider others. Back to what we were saying about like coaching and getting some counseling and getting some guidance, right? And having people that can also be honest with how did they get there, and if you didn't get there honestly, well then I don't know, but
no, I agree with you because I think I suffered from the same thing. Early on in ministry, it was like I wasn't great at networking. You know what I mean? Not great at like reaching out and having a community behind me. Like I was trying to put forth all my talents and efforts on the table just all by myself. Just like me connecting with you. Like I kind of saw you were doing some of the things, and then Ronnie threw the extra bug in my ear when I said I wanted to write a book. It's like, man, I really am doing it. It's like, I need to hit her. I should have hit her really a long time ago. Let me hit her up. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
right there doing stuff in front of me, you know? So, yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you on that.
Yeah. And what was I gonna say? I was gonna say something else, because it's like, and I think that's just with anything, right? I think that might be the key to anything is community. Like I was able to get over my mental health issue that I was struggling with this time last year because I surrounded myself with a different community. I got around my family more. I got into counseling. I reached out to other people that could help me. And a lot of the times, the people that could help me were not in the church. And a lot of times the people were not my family members. And I think that we rely on our family and sometimes on the church a little bit too much when there's actually, what's the numbers? Over 7 billion people in the world, and you're upset because 3 or 4 people that you're close to can't help you. Like, you gotta go out and get that. You gotta go out and get that help. Maybe they're not available to. Maybe they don't have the tools that you need to help you. So you gotta go and find them. You gotta put in that work. Like, it takes work to get better. It takes work to live the life that you want to live, and the work just looks different. So I definitely think that having a community, having some sort of counseling, coaching, whatever, is necessary to your success. You can't do it alone.
I mean, you're not lying. Like, that's facts. I went to the LA Film School, and I did two degrees. One was, the first one I did was the my AA in recording arts, and the question was pretty much presented. I don't remember exactly how it was phrased, but it was basically about success by yourself. Like, can you reach success by yourself, or do you need a team? And I remember people saying, like, you can do it by yourself. I was like, nah, you need a team. Like, you can only go so far by yourself. And I pointed out Soulja Boy. Soulja Boy, he made his first album by himself, right? But he would not have gone further than what he did with that if he had not linked up with everybody that he linked up with. He had to have a team to help him go further. There's only so much you can do by yourself. So for the people that are maybe not manifesting because I got this by myself. I'm Mark Augustus, and I'm come on, man, you gotta have a team because you don't know everything. And when you believe, Andy Mineo, shout out to Mineo, he said it, I think he said it the best. He said that the enemy of faith is not doubt, it's when you got it all figured out. That right there, for people that think that, the enemy of my faith is doubt. No, it's not. It is not. Even Jesus, if you read in the Bible, there's a man who said, I believe, but help my unbelief. Help the part of me that, that does not believe, right? Because I want to believe holistically. But that was not the enemy of his faith. He still had faith. He was just saying that there's another part of me, though, that is still, dealing with that doubt a little bit, right? I still got faith, but there's a part of me that, like, I don't fully believe this yet. I ain't got to that point where I have a whole confidence in whatever this is that I need to believe in yet, right? But when I believe that I got it all figured out, I don't depend on God for nothing. I don't have faith that he can do it. There's a whole trust issue with that. And we can talk about that a whole nother time, but like, it's a whole trust issue. There's a whole disconnect between me and God when I believe I got it all figured out. But when I feel like, man, like I'm doubting to some degree, like, okay, this book that I'm writing, okay, God, I believe you. I can see it, but I'm a little nervous. Like, I don't know how this is gonna do. Are the people really going to hear this? Are they going to read this? Are they going to want to I don't know. You know what I'm saying? That does not eliminate your doubt. It's like, yo, I believe that you want me to do this, but I don't know how well it's gonna do financially. I don't know how, and it's okay to have that doubt, but don't think that you got it all figured out, because once you do that, that's when you defeat yourself.
You can't grow. You can't grow no more if you got everything figured out too.
And we got to keep growing. We got to keep growing.
Yeah, and you got to do it afraid, or do it even with that little bit of what you know that you can do. Just do it.
Yeah.
Just do it and see what happens. I know one of the things is because I was like, man, like, again, back to my prayer about God, I just want to do this. Like, this is the only thing I want to do. But I had to, like, also recognize where I was. Like, I've only been in this industry. Really, it's been 6 years. But I've only been running my business for about it's going to be 3 years come January.
Nice. Congrats.
And I had to recognize, like, first of all, yeah, you do know a lot of what you're doing, but you don't know it all. Like, you're still fresh. Like, you're still new. So you're going to go through this process. And so even these, you know, sometimes I feel like, man, do I really know what I'm doing? Yeah, you know what you're doing. But that doubt or that fear or whatever that feeling is, it's a part of the process.
Right.
In about 10 years, when we're in your studio and we're having, you know, a discussion, 10-year anniversary celebration, y'all meet, whatever, we all gonna be, what?
Right.
I'm talking, what?
Look at
We're gonna
them.
say, hey, remember that process when we were all sitting in our cars trying to have a
Right.
conversation? Now we
Right.
got
Look at
Grace
them.
off in the basement, recording it, turning up, you know what I'm saying? You know,
Look at them
Pastor
humble,
Dre, you feel me?
humble
And
beginnings.
exactly. You got to start somewhere. You got to start somewhere, and you got to be gentle with yourself and say, you know what, self, I know I can write. I know I got a story. I don't know who's going to read it. I don't know if it's going to even sell, but this is what God gave me to do, and I'm going to do it and let God handle the rest. Because this is what I can control, right? I can control this writing task, and I'm going to let God take care of the rest. Another thing that someone told me is, because I was like, man, I'm getting ready to start these 9 different companies. Like, I really hope people have books and stuff, because that's my main source of income is this now. So I said, well, God, I hope people are going to have stories. And a pastor, he had told me this a long time ago. I'm helping him with one of his books. And he said, Arilia, he goes, don't be afraid. He goes, God is going to send people to you who also can afford you. He goes, God already has given these people the provision to work with you. So don't be afraid to ask, and don't be afraid to do it. Like, don't be afraid to do the work.
Come on.
Because like you said earlier, you know, take care of the things that you can control and put the rest in God's hand, and know that and expect for him to take care of that. And so it's like, okay, all right, let's see what happens, you know. And that's kind of the area that I'm still in is, okay, God, let's see what happens. And he ain't failed me yet. So
I am with you on that.
Man, y'all over here talking facts today. I'm
yeah.
Hey, so what do y'all think is like one of the formulas to get people to start dreaming again, to get people to start getting on that path of out manifesting again?
So say the question one more time.
I said, what do you think it takes for us to get people to start dreaming again, to get people to start manifesting?
Honestly, I think one thing, and this is gonna definitely be a shot at me, too. So whoever feel it, you feel it, I feel it too, right? I think it's gonna take for people to be a man and woman of their word first and foremost, because I do believe that when you tell people you're gonna do something and then you don't do it, it takes effect in other people's minds, and then it's already bad enough. People in the hood, they don't see a large amount of success coming out of it. They only see like that dime a dozen, right? Happen. I think if I'm not mistaken, Tayshaun Prince is from Compton. But then how many other basketball players did we see make it out of Compton? How many other football players like Richard Sherman did we see come out of you know what I'm saying? Like, we only see so many. It's like it's a rare thing. So people don't believe in rarities, right? We just like, well, you know, that's a rare dime a dozen, whatever. So, you know, and then we'll see somebody else that kind of looks like them more, you know, in the sense of like how they carry themselves or the passion that they have for something. And they say, man, you can make it up out of here. It's like, well, what about you? Why you can't make it up out of here? Or why can't we make this place better? Why does it have to stay the same? Why does it have to only be, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it's because people don't believe. Why do people don't believe? Because they don't see a close, they don't see success up close, constantly. we see it from afar constantly. So we don't believe because it's mama and daddy didn't do it, and auntie and cousin them didn't do it, and uncle and brother and sister, nobody, you know what I'm saying? Or I'm the first, but then it's like, okay, why do you have to be the last? Or why do you have to be the last for so long, for so many generations, or so many years before, like yo, another reason, another thing I will say, and now I'm passing the mic, is people will go get knowledge, they'll go get wealth, and then they won't return to their same communities that they came out of and go empower people. And then people don't accept, when people do that, people don't accept what they're telling them because they just don't believe it.
Yeah. No, I think you're onto something. I think that's part of it, but I think also is we're not transparent. Like, a lot of people will jump in my DM or text me or whatever when I'm sharing, more so when I'm sharing my personal stories. For example, yesterday I posted, so I'm a survivor of domestic violence. So I was in a couple of abusive relationships. And one of the gentlemen who I had a protective order against, he tried to add me back on Facebook. And I posted that on my Instagram, like, look at this. What the hell? You know, look at this fool. I said, and so the protective order expired a few years ago. And I said, you know, one of the things with that is people feel like when someone's in an abusive relationship, all they have to do is leave and then they're safe and it's good. I said, but how about they leave and they're safe and it's good, but how about that individual is still after them? And I said, prime example. I said, I haven't talked to this guy in 4 years, but yet he still knows my name because he found me on Facebook. We live in a completely different city and state, so I'm not worried. I'm not worried about it. But I said, there's other women who are in a similar situation as me who might be worried about it. So I just posted that, like, this is why I have to continue to go hard, because there is an enemy out there who probably would rather me not be alive. But just being transparent and sharing that, I had 3 people reach out to me and said, yo, thanks for sharing that. And they started sharing their stories with me. Right. And so not only being transparent, but being available. Like, when you're a leader, and I would say I'm a leader. When you're a leader, those are tools that you can utilize. Transparency and availability. Because if you're not transparent and you're not, and they don't cost, it's free. It's free. It don't cost me nothing to tell my story and to be honest and real with people about the situations I've been through, because it's going to save somebody. It's going to help somebody else's life. And not only am I going to be able to manifest goodness because I'm putting that out, because God's word is true when he says you reap what you sow, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm sowing goodness. I expect to receive that back. And I'm seeing that, but I think a lot of it has to do with because I'm transparent with who I am, and because I make myself available to the people that reach out to me. I'm gonna respond. It might take a little bit, but I'm definitely gonna respond to you, and I'm gonna be honest and open, because my life is not my own. You know what I mean? And I think that it also can go back to people are not manifesting what they want to manifest in their life because of their beliefs. Or, you know what I mean? Though you believe in God, there's still a lot of other things about God that you do not believe or that you do not apply. You know, I believe that I'm connected to the creator of heaven and earth. Like, what? Like, you connected to the man that made the trees? Girl, yeah. Oh, you connected to the man that holds the world? Yeah. Heck yeah. So what does that mean? That means that I'm able to do above and beyond all that I can ever ask or think. Like, I wholeheartedly believe that. And I feel like when you believe that, it comes through in the way that you live. And I think that if you're not living how you want to live, check your belief system. Check what you actually believe, and you will know what you believe by what you apply. And give it time. I think people think that manifesting happens overnight. No, it doesn't. Actually, it doesn't. Sometimes it does. I'm not gonna just say no to the whole thing. Sometimes it does, but a lot of times it takes time, and God's time is not
Yeah.
our time. He won't tarry. You know what I mean? And I keep, my next prayer, like I've been saying, is God, send me a husband. Just go ahead and send him to my front door. Send him to my front door, because it's coronavirus and I'm not jumping on Tinder and I'm not really going to too many places. And church I ain't even really going to church neither. So God, you're gonna have to put him in the forefront in front of me. But even with that prayer, it's like, well, what do you believe about relationships? What do you believe about men of God? What do you believe about your heart? Is my heart healed? Am I able to take that next step with somebody? You know what I mean? And it's just evaluating yourself. I think it starts with self-evaluation, checking your beliefs. Can you be transparent? Can you be open and real with yourself and others? And I think that's a good place to start.
Yeah, one of the things you just said, about reaping and sowing, a lot of times in our context, we only talk about reaping and sowing when it's in a negative context. Like, you know what I'm saying? You reap and sow, and you think about the bad thing that can happen. But you reap at what you sow means we'll start sowing good things. You know what I mean? Like, those things come back to you. Those things come back. So we can sow dreams into people, and that will come back to us. You know what I mean? It keeps us dreaming. It keeps us inspired when we sow inspiration and we sow dreams into people. That's one of my goals in life, to sow vision, sow dreams, and sow inspiration into people. And I love what you said about like knowing the dude that made the trees. It's funny, like we see a celebrity and we knew them, we would say that. Oh, I know that dude. I know him. But like, you see it, I know that dude that made that tree. I know the dude that made the mountain. So you're like, we know him. How close. We gotta live in that. We gotta live in that truth. We gotta live in that truth, man. All right, so now I have to get off. So I'm at work.
That's all good.
Arilia, once again, love you, Mark.
Love you, bro. Good day at work.
We're about to get into this quick lightning game, and then you could just watch the replay.
All right. All right, for sure. Y'all have a good day.
All right, bro. You too.
All right.
Hey, so real quick, just thank you for coming back on. Like, so appreciative of this conversation.
This was
it's
good.
definitely some things that I had to like. I'm looking forward to listening to this again, because I feel like there was so much that was said by all three of us that I need to hear for myself, just to kind of keep me going on the path that I'm on now, and just to kind of keep me motivated in going the way that I'm going. That I was like, I mean, literally, I feel like I've been not just. I feel like it's just a whole heart transplant, a whole revival has taken place. I still got work to do, but I mean, he had to change. If he can change you, if you can get you to change, then you know what I'm saying, you can start manifesting the life that not only he wants you to live, but even that you want to live. You know what I mean? So again, thank you for this conversation. And for those that don't know, this was her idea. This is her topic. We just went along with it. It was like, because we knew we wanted her back on. But then when she hit us in the inbox with the conversation idea, it was like, we could definitely talk about that. Because I remember reading that, I was like, oh shoot, unbelievers. I said, we need to talk about that. So thank you. We're going to get into this quick lightning game. For those that don't know, this is just a game where you get to know the guests that we have on just a little bit better outside of the content that we present. For those that don't know as well, the rule is one thing only. You cannot explain your answers. So whatever it is, that's what it is. I'm not going to do the timer thing today. I was going to start the timer today. But I'm going to start the timer after this episode. So from now on, after this, it's going to be 20-second timer. I'm going to let you have a little bit of a leeway, only because it's got to be quick, but only because this is your second time on, and this was your idea for the conversation and everything. So I'll give you a little bit of leeway today. You got about 30 seconds. So with that, the prize is fun for everybody. Okay? That's the prize. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Oh, and she chose games, food and games, food and drinks. No, games. Oh shoot. Games, food,
games.
And drinks. I'm tripping. Tripping. Y'all forgive me. All right, so here we go. Barbecue chicken or fried chicken?
Fried chicken.
Super Nintendo or Sega Genesis?
Nintendo.
Water or Gatorade?
Water.
Connect 4 or SOS?
Connect 4.
California Kitchen Pizza, Pizza Hut, or Chuck E. Cheese pizza?
Chuck E. Cheese.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay. Monopoly or Sorry?
Monopoly.
Kool-Aid or lemonade?
Lemonade.
Sushi or Subway?
Sushi.
Sprite or fruit punch?
Right.
Tacos or burritos?
Ooh, burritos.
Xbox or PlayStation?
PlayStation.
Crash Bandicoot or Donkey Kong?
Donkey Kong.
Interesting. Mexican or Italian?
Mexican.
Orange juice or apple juice?
Ooh. Orange juice. That sounds so good.
Wine or beer?
I like beer. Beer, yeah.
Oh, sure. I think that was it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that was it. Oh, sure. Okay. That was fun.
That was good.
Yeah, that was fun. I think that was pretty much it. Yep. Oh, I didn't. Yep, I did everything.
That was good.
I
like
didn't put
that.
it in the order that I went in, so I was just like going, just picking and picking.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know if I did all of them. It felt like I missed one, but I didn't. We good.
Okay.
So
that
again,
was good.
thank you. Oh yeah, thank you for coming on. We are. Yeah, this is probably gonna get dropped as a 2-part because we recorded for quite some time. So I don't know yet.
Yeah.
See, but thank you for coming on. Shout out to Winn Publications and every author, every writer that has been publishing books this year. Y'all do y'all thing. I'm gonna join y'all as soon as I can. And yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to that. Yeah. I'm looking forward to that. That's gonna be fun. That's gonna be fun. I'm looking forward to once I do that. I'm looking forward to joining your show that you've been doing.
Yeah.
That looked like it's fun, and then you got games on there too.
Yeah.
I love games, so yeah.
Yeah, so my podcast coming soon. Yeah.
Oh, you are. Oh shoot. Okay. Yeah. So we'll me and Dre we'll slide through.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a fun podcast.
Pull up to the she shed one time.
Hey, but on the road again, thank you so much. You've been an amazing guest as always. I said that like you've been on like 20 times or something. But very much appreciate you. Kind of wish Gia had made a cameo appearance again.
Not this time, I know.
She's supposed to be dropping a book, right?
She has a book coming out too. Yeah. Soon.
That's what I'm talking about.
Everybody needs to get on this train. I'm trying to tell y'all, get on the train now.
Everybody winning on this team. Yeah. Everybody winning. So with that said, we're gonna get up out of here. Again, y'all subscribe to the YouTube. Y'all hit the bell, click the bell so y'all don't miss a video. Also hit us up on Patreon, join our community Game Changers. We got some content that's definitely on the way. I'm just trying to get it straight so I can make sure that it is everything that you guys need it to be. And then of course, by all means, because this is not just our podcast, it's not just Ariel's podcast, this is y'all podcast. So if you guys have any suggestions for concepts, ideas, things that you guys want us to talk about, hit us up in the comments. Let us know what you guys want us to talk about. My wife just hit me with something last night. I'm like, yo, okay, that's a good idea. So let Dre know about that, and probably like in a few episodes from now we'll be doing that one. So again, we're open to all the ideas that you guys have, because we want to make sure that, again, it's not just our podcast, y'all podcast, so you guys listen to what you want. So let us know what you guys want us to talk about, what you want us to flip the switch on, and we're going to instigate that truth by all means necessary. And with that said, we are out of here.
Peace.
I thought, good morning.
Arilia, what's happening? Good morning.
Good morning. What's happening? How are you?
I am doing great. You know I'm doing great. You changed my life.
Oh, Dre, listen to that beat that I uploaded to the Google Drive?
No, I have not yet.
Watch me flip the switch like this.
Not yet.
Make sure you listen to it on your way to work today.
I got you.
I'm just playing.
Now, I went to was on Fairfax.
Okay. Fairfax. I'm gonna write that down because I'm still looking for a location.
Oh yeah, Kanye had one on Fairfax. Like some years ago.
I'm in my she shed.
Hey,
You got she shed?
see, I can't wait to get me a man cave.
So please excuse any loud noises. If my neighbor comes by to say hello, I'm out in my she shed. Like I said, do not disturb.